It is difficult, but it's not the highest value Braum you could have gotten for yourself, I feel like. It is fearless, and we might be heavy on the copium, but the Braum, it feels like such a neutralizer, like the Gragas used to be in top lane, right?
They have come in here as the 3rd seed, so their Prime League split hasn't gone exactly how they planned it to be, but it was way better than Winter, because if you were here in Winter, you're right, they weren't. So
yeah,
definitely proving grounds for them as well, as Velia is looking to contest for his own chickens just a little bit, as Nemesis is finding a very nice charm onto Random. This is the point where Random usually would like to lose his flash, but in this case, he seems to have a different plan. Random actually, you know, trying to beat the allegations and not using his flash at all. You know, I'm not sure that was good, but you go king if that's what you want to do. Sometimes they have some oopsies. And oopsies are definitely not what you need today, because Los Ratones is obviously favored to make it out of this group. We just saw Barca actually turning it around, as we can see a possible dive. A very nice equalizer coming out, but the taunt on Venur is there. But in the end, Rebel actually able to help his top laner pick up that kill. Very important for Venur, who also can take over a carry personality. This might be actually the most exciting lane to look at. No equalizer for Venur, so he has to...
Yeah, but he just does damage anyway.
Oh my god!
Yep.
I love
there
that.
you go.
That's my top laner, chat. I know you have your Bowsy, but I have my Venur.
Worry about getting flash charmed all of a sudden. And with a couple of big objectives coming up in the next few minutes, that could potentially be impactful. We'll have to track that one through. Speaking of, the Grubs are going to be available. Right now, Battle's potentially getting caught, but Velia is in the area.
Yeah, Velia kind of looking for it, so is Rebel. Rebel has to find a way over the wall. Equalizer landing, but he takes the hero's entrance to make a hero's exit, but in the end, he goes down anyway. Speed of Warfare secured for the Hangry Knights, while Random and Nemesis are also trying to get something done. Not sure what it is. They're very split off.
Everybody in the lanes at the same time, but because Baus is constantly playing with odd wave timings, it's making it difficult for Venur to be able to step over. Rabble is constantly getting poked out by the very skirmish-heavy Neferi. Was able to pick up the first 2 of the Grubs. It should at least... Oh no, just 1 of the Grubs. So Kaufland should be able to grab themselves 2 of these. It's going to be a small advantage right here. And exactly what you're looking for when you've got a composition that can scale so very well like this one can.
It is intense already. I love it.
Potential dive option right here. You can see multiple members right here of Kaufland closing in around Baus. He's pretty tanky. We've seen him use the hero's entrance to get away.
Wow, that just tickled him. But in the end, he has to be a little careful. There's just a few too many members under your turret right there, as Wisdom has to tank it, but it's an important kill for Jeskla. But they're looking to do the cross-map play, as the equalizer has already been used on the wave here. The wave therefore very, very thin. Now Reckless moving in, all of the pack. Venur, no chance to leave, has no flash, has no ult, has only one way out, and that's death. Therefore they managed to pick up a plating. Kaufland will have to match at some point, depending on how it's gonna go for them, as Los Ratones are in a better position here to move towards the second Drake. And there's nothing Kaufland want to do about that as of right now. So second Drake over to Los Ratones as well. And they start their dragon stacking relatively early and should be quite happy about that. Not really growing anywhere crazy at this point, is Jeskla once more being left alone, because Wisdom just loves to roam and hang around everyone but his AD carry. That's kind of a thing for them. They ignore Jeskla because they know he can play it safely most of the time. They don't have to worry about him.
They're able to take the series versus Los Ratones. That really puts a lot of extra stock right here. Oh, hang on, Emmy. Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, indeed. He does have the Spirit Rush, but he's not
dead.
rushing anywhere. He is just dead. And this is also an important factor every now and then, as we're watching another fight unfold here in the river, because Shelly is up and Shelly wants some attention by either of these teams. Los Ratones kind of have to step away a little bit there at the numbers disadvantage. Velia trying to move over the wall, doesn't manage to pick up the smite, and therefore Rebel with the Eye of the Herald. They're not really losing out too much on the map here, Kaufland, so I think it's definitely worth it.
Across a lot
of
lanes.
God, they're doing it again.
Yeah, but Velia is here, and you've got other members of Los Ratones on the way too.
Venur is just trying to zone them away. They managed to pick up this turret. Now Nemesis has to be a bit careful, uses the ultimate to disengage here.
Oh, the TP
now
behind.
with Crowny in the area, they're looking to go for this team fight. Very important, as their turret has been put down, as the equalizer's coming out, as well as the Glacier Fisher, but they're moving in, they're moving forward. The turret trying to do some work for them, as Wisdom has to flash out, but Venur ends up going down. And LoL Ratones, they are so in this game.
But Bowser not, and is able to get into the backline on that one. Even through that as is Sundisk, it really doesn't matter. We do see the Drift Herald go down into the mid lane and a jump onto Crowny. Oh, is he just dead? Oh, okay.
Oh, he has to flash and barrier, so no suns left for him as they're looking for a catch. Now Rebel
Then
flashing
what?
out Jessica again.
Another fight. This would be soul point right here for LoL Ratones if they can get it.
Yeah, and it looks like it because Random only now joining the fight. They have to look for some positioning. Jessica using the ultimate, but very nicely shielded here by Reckless as Crowny is looking to fire out, but they are zoning them pretty well. Wisdom now in. The Equalizer coming out, and they're trying to go for it, and they managed to steal the drag! They actually steal the drag as Rebel now has to run for the hills. Important ultimate coming out here from Random as he has to dash forward. They're giving up some kills, but they pick up the drag. Hitting Reckless here. He has the door up in his face. You're not going to do anything. If anything, you're getting caught out here as... Okay, Call comes through, but that headbutt was huge. But now with the TPs coming in, there is a bit of a numbers advantage for the moment here for LoL Ratones as they're putting out so much damage. Glacial Fisher from Reckless also doing the work. And now they have to find a way to get out of this. Kaufland really caught in a bad situation here. Not easy to position when you're fighting inside the jungle. Random trying to make his way underneath the turret, and LoL Ratones, they can turn their eyes towards a potential Atakan if they want to. There's not much more on the map that you can play for here, but Atakan and possibly a turret would be huge, and this is the first time that they can really secure themselves a gold lead here with this 1.2k. As Kaufland really have to find a way to either deny this Atakan or at least get a catch out of this as Baus looking to go in. They're taking their sight away from the Atakan, moving back in to play the fight as good as they can. And Venur sadly being caught out here. Can't do anything. It was a bit of a, you know, try for a hero play here from the side of Kaufland. I don't think there was a way for them to deny this from LoL Ratones. Instead, they're looking to push out waves. You can see both Random and Venur moving up towards topside. Looking to find something there, maybe take away 1 or 2 camps also from Valia. Because we've talked about it plenty, this Nefiri, once she gets a few kills on the board, is going to be very, very dangerous. And with 2 kills, and now obviously also a major lead when it comes to just gold, she will be very comfortable.
Putting themselves into a very good spot for themselves at this point. Watch Nemesis just be able to take down this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Gets himself a good injection of gold. 5, 1, and 3. 3 items, including that 10-stack Medjais at this point. Is
pretty much all he can do at this point. He has to find the positioning to actually play this front to back as the charm hits onto Rebel, and he's just deleted from the map. Baus might be picked up here, but he manages to stay alive for a long time. They have to invest a whole lot of time in order to make this play happen as Wisdom trying to push them into the wall. TP's coming in, but I'm not sure you still can fight this. You're 2 members down in this scenario. They have to go for a few of these Hail Mary plays. They need to find their footing back, get a catch here and there. Struggle a lot harder on an international stage again. They haven't really showed up in the way they wanted to in the first place, and now they're looking how far they can go here in this tournament as...
Oh boy.
With Nuers just leaving the map, he wants to go on a quick little trip to the base, use the Equalizer, try to minimize the wave there a little bit from Rebel here as well.
Boy.
Now Kaufland not in the worst position. They find a very nice engage with Wisdom Equalizer as well. Used also the Glacial Fisher doing a lot of work, but now Wisdom caught out once more, just a little too far forward here. And with Baus coming over the wall, putting even more zoning into the face of Kaufland Hangry Knights, they have to take a step back. They are at an disadvantage as Nemesis is just doing so much work here. Holy cow, Venur probably dying as the hero's entrance comes down. And now they're split apart. Random in a 1v2, trying to pick up a kill whilst Crowny just dominates him, and it's the shutdown in the end. But at what cost? You're getting aced. Venur is back on the map, but there's nothing he can do. They have the Baron buff, and they will have the soul, and they will look to push their waves as close to the enemy base as they can.
Fight really well, just buying so much space for his team, using that hero's entrance as well to make sure that Nemesis survives throughout that fight. And Nemesis really was on one, landed a couple of key charms in that one.
Don't see LoL Ratones throwing that away. They are just too coordinated. They have a really good game plan here. They have waited for that big deciding fight in order to really show up. They gave Kaufland some space in the early game, as maybe now they're giving over a pick, but Velia again just goes untargetable. He's putting the dogs in the face of Rebel, who has to try and fight them off. And now 4 members strong there, looking to push it to the space with the Glacier Fisher into Charm. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Lost Ratones just putting out some beautiful League of Legends here, as they're looking to end this game right here, right now. Call of the Pack coming through. It's a double kill for Velia. They're looking for more heroes entrance. They are getting cocky. They want to fight this. They want the ace. It's the triple kill. Can he go for the quarter or even the meta?
Bounce.
It's stolen. Bounce wants his piece of cake in this. And they are looking to end the game. Wave coming in. Turrets going down. And Kaufland have to watch while it all happens. The Prime League 3rd seed can't do anything. And this game 1, rightfully so, goes over to the NLC seed number 1 to Lost Ratones, the defending champions.
I still wanted the Blitzcrank, but it does sack off bottom lane, and it means Yeskala will be in trouble. So the Hangry Knights want their solid carries, and they're not willing to throw away lanes to make it happen. That's a bit more integrity than I would display.
The nation of Pantheon Talia has been played a lot around the entire world. Huge prior on that. I think it's a big takeaway for Kaufland that they are able to play that. However, there is a whole lot of disengage on the side of Lost Ratones, as Venur has to be careful, still has the flash available. Also, he is an ambassador, so he can dash for ages, but he messed up his flashes, being knocked up underneath the turret. Both flashes used though from Velia and Baus. So I'm not gonna say that's worth it, but it's at least something.
Yes, you managed to get a couple of those key engage tools away. The flashes absolutely had to come through, and now Baus going to be forced back to base. Actually, is just going to get flashed and taken down. Rabble finds the angle, and that's really going to suck for him, because that's going to be a pretty big minion wave. He's going to miss a couple.
Now a little bit under pressure in this top lane as well, as we can see both junglers hovering around, and Rebel really going for that enemy jungle here. Yeah. I guess he found out that Velia is also a big carry jungler, has a lot of carry potential within him. And now they're going at it one-on-one in this jungle, but with Rebel being very far down in life, and obviously the Crescent Guard giving you that fake tankiness, it's an easy play made here for Velia, who picks up that kill. Kidding, of course, I never did that. What do you mean? Baus now finding Jeskla in the top lane. Jeskla has to be a bit careful, because Baus is 2 levels up on him, but he's just firing away. Baus doesn't really care, you know, he's just doing what he always does, takes the wave. If he dies, he dies, that's fine, you know. That's just his thing. Wisdom misses the root. Now Rebel has to move in as well. They're committing 3 members to even get the kill, whilst the wave is still pushing.
The team, this is why it's the Baus special. Yeah, he dies, but they're going to call that one a good death in this situation. You can see beginnings of first items being completed right here. They're going to be able to pick up the grubs right now for Kaufland, so they're not going to be too far behind.
To be easy, I think they need to find an answer to the split push that Baus is going to put on the map eventually. He's already doing that with always going back into the proxy, forcing Venur away, as well as they're now coming in with the ultimate. Rebel in the area. They're picking up another kill on Baus, but for what? For what?
Annoying to deal with, and very good teams have had real struggles with trying to stop Baus. But
well, they want to go in, but Crescent Guard doing a lot of work. We're looking for the Pop Blossom. Pop Blossom coming up, and now it's up to Yeskla. Yeskla is a bit far in front, and the ultimate from Random doesn't work out at all. He doesn't actually go for the surf here. There for ADC. Down was going to ult into the Drake Pit. For a second there, I thought he's going to go absolutely nuts, but he decided he wants to go for the Herald instead, which, of course, makes a lot more sense.
I'm certain that he thought about it. Oh, not again.
Oh my god.
No.
Have you seen the Tristana? Because I most certainly can't see her. She's not on the map. She hasn't been on the map for real.
The rotation coming through just about. Rabble is able to pick up
that
the Herald, but yeah, does anybody grab it? Wisdom. Yep, there we go. He's probably going to die for this one unless he's got his fanciest feat.
Well, he's definitely trying to make a run for it, as a Nemesis able to pick up the first turret for the side of Lost Ratones, who now have a gold lead of about 2.6k. Wisdom, of course, going down. Yeah, well, it's a fight between supports. If it happens, it happens. I think he was well aware of that, as Venur now looking to get something back here in the 1v1 versus Baus, but he also has lost out when it comes to farm quite a bit. And Baus, of course, a farming machine on the side lane, doing a great job at that. And we're getting closer to the moment where you gotta wonder who's gonna kill him. I know who won't. It's not gonna be Vanur, because he's dead. And so is the turret. And what looked like a decent, let's say, first 10 minutes. Let's give them 10 minutes, which is cool, but it's not really that much of a redemption.
Something. That is some gold
You know,
going back over into the pockets
small
of
wins.
Kaufland. Exactly, small wins. And I think in this situation, right, when you're probably outclassed through the stages here of the EMEA Masters Spring, but right now, you can see a lot of aggression going down again between these two top laners. Now, Vanur knows the Baus doesn't have the Nom available right now, goes in.
Public execution hits, very nice. Thrown back here into Random's face, and therefore they managed to pick up the kill. Important kill. I'm not gonna lie, Vanur needs some time on the side lane, so does Random.
And then he's so fast, just going to be able to push the top laner for Kaufland away from this one. Baus, he's looking for another solo bolo, and yeah.
Yeah, he can. I mean, Random, he tries to flash away, he tries to dish out some damage. He might actually make it out alive, which is good news. Well, let's see. Feast is not available for him, and therefore Random actually wins this one. It's not a 1v1.
Look top. This is the thing.
They're losing.
Pulling so many members over to deal with Lost Ratones' top lane that you're forgetting that they have 4 other members. I know sometimes it doesn't necessarily feel like it, but there are other players on this map. They're going to be able to pick up that tier 2 tower in the top lane. Going to be turned around into a tier 2 tower for Kaufland in the bot side, and they are going to do a little bit of drifting. Does he get to keep his driver's license? Come on. He does! Yes!
Good job. That's my support, or something, I don't know. He's trying. His clone is also trying very hard as they're looking to get another fight on the board. Crowley having to use the ultimate. A bit of a defensive ult there from him. Doesn't have the feather pullback. But we still end up losing Random in this team fight, and now they're looking to pick up Rebel as well. Not really anything he can do. It's the double kill for Nemesis, who has been playing a killer series so far. First game was great. The charms that he hit really did make a huge difference for the team, as Wisdom goes down as well on the side. And now on the Syndra as well.
That Herald play ended up being slightly negative, if not, it really didn't grab them too much. Vanur being able to pick up this top lane tower is going to help some. Brings the gold lead down to only 4,000 in the favor of Lost Ratones. But as we've been talking about, right, the Lost Ratones, they've got so much scaling that they can play around right here. The Syndra already got 100 Splinter stacks. Nemesis in a very strong position. Going to use it right here to just one-tap Random. I was going to say not quite one-tap him, but...
Okay.
Oh.
We do get a little bit of redemption here as we're all coming over it. Yasta even in the fight as well. Very nice Pop Blossom. This is what I mean when I say Random can turn plays around. They find the kill onto Reckless as well. Another shutdown in the bags, and they're looking to at least minimize that gold lead a little bit. You know, anything can happen. And this objective is up for grabs. Svelia looking to find a way in. Baus obviously looking as well. Maybe he can find a knockup. Maybe they can capitalize off of that. And Crowny as well, looking to throw in some feathers, having the feather pullback. But in the end, it's the other count for Kaufland.
Okay.
And that's
very fast for this amount of towers to go down.
I think it's an interesting conversation to have if Atakan is actually important. As we can see, Baus being picked up once more. Not sure how much gold he's worth anymore, but hey, of course, take him away as Nemesis, using all he got in order to kill off Wisdom once more. And I think it's interesting because chat is kind of torn about, oh, does Atakan here matter? Is it important? I think if you're up 3 Drakes, it does matter a little bit because it does give you that little extra when it comes to having the soul. But I know who's not getting any extra today. It's Random because he's dead again. It's too big. It's only 4K. But it's still enough to put them in a very awkward position, especially with all of these turrets being down. They're looking for another catch in the jungle here, but again, the Crescent Guard, it's being used, and there's not really anything you can do as Rebel drops dead like a fly on the side. We get another Pop Blossom, but is there any follow-up damage? Velia looking to make it out, but in the end, everyone's going down. They're dropping like flies. And it is Random and Vanur against the world. They're trying to trade something back. Random actually dishing out some decent damage, but again, it is Nemesis moving in as soon as he joins the fight. The thing is just unplayable.
Carries. Rabble really has fallen quite far behind. Drake started up right here. This is going to be Soul if Lost Ratones can grab it for themselves. There's no follow-up from Kaufland, and now here comes Lost Ratones potentially looking to engage onto this fight.
It is Wisdom though, finding a very nice Pop Blossom, but now they need to dish out the damage. It's a kill for Vanur on the backline, but everyone else is just going down. Perfect reaction aggression from Los Ratones as they realize they can easily pick up both random Jeskla and of course Rebel as well. Game here, but it looks pretty done and dusted as Los Ratones are looking to pick up this inhib. Maybe even go for more. In the end, it's really just 2 members left standing.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a wave coming in through the top side of the map as well. Fenor, Wisdom, trying their best, like you said, trying to deal some damage onto Velia, but he's just got so much survivability. Anytime that you've got yourself that Thunder Sky, you just sit here. Baus finally taking a little chunk of damage. Here comes the Grand Starfall.
Oh, he's a bit too far forward. The rest of his team not able to follow up as Jeskla is trying to kill Baus, but he's really just a wall in your face that you cannot do anything about. And now Reckless obviously dropping low, going down eventually, but is that enough? Feathers have been caught, Feathers have been pulled back. Baus on a killing spree, putting on a show, and the NLC first seed are totally living up to the high expectations. They are the defending champions, and they want to show that they can do it again. They have taken over the MLC by storm. They have struggled only to the smallest amounts, but they are taking this easily, and it's going to be the 2-0 for Los Ratones, who are doing the NLC fans proud.
Absolutely, they are. Los Ratones going to be able to pick this one up with a clean 2-0.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.